Hello and welcome to Financial Conversations with Brian. Thought I would jump on here and make a video and do things a little bit different. This time I thought I'd do it from my car instead of behind my computer. So I thought I would kind of vary it up, and in the future I may go on some walks and show you some different things, maybe some of the little projects I'm working on. But today what I wanted to talk about was basically real recession talk. Are we in a recession? Okay, so the government has, they have a definition for it, and it's basically 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP. Well, the first quarter was negative 1.9 or 1.6, something like that, and the second quarter was negative 0.9. Okay, so by the technical definition, we're in a recession. However, the government now wants to try to change that and say that we're not in one, to protect certain people's reputation, or you fill in the blanks. Basically trying to change the narrative for you. But I want to talk about this recession that we're in, because we are in a recession according to the technical terms, and talk about this one being different. And this one is completely different. I mean, anybody that's, say, over the age of 35, 40 years old will remember what it was like in the '08 recession and some previous before that. Now, typically during a recession, a lot of people start losing their jobs. And in a depression, even more people lose their jobs. One of the things is a recession is when your neighbor loses his job, and the depression is when you lose yours. But anyway, the thing that's different about this one is there's jobs everywhere. I mean, you ride down the street, you go into any store or fast food plants, you see signs everywhere, now hiring. Where in the '08 recession, it was hard to find a job. I mean, it was difficult. I mean, you could do it, but you had to spend a lot of time probably looking. But this time around, the jobs are everywhere. Now, I wonder how long that'll last. It's hard to say. A lot of places are laying off because they just simply can't get product. Like a lot of manufacturers say they need certain parts for automotive, and because they don't have the parts, then the production people can't do their job assembling the things, so they get laid off. But I'm kind of curious, the people that do watch this channel, do you know anybody that's gotten laid off recently, or have you gotten laid off recently? Comment below. I'm kind of curious. Here in East Tennessee, I don't know if it's just because we're always at the tail end of everything. It seems like everything happens in California and New York first. Like, they get all the new things first and everything. So are we due to get what they're going through now, and we're just kind of lagging behind like we always are? It's hard to say. But when I go around, I see jobs everywhere. Everywhere. My wife even mentioned it. Teaching jobs galore. All kinds of our school systems here are needing teachers, which, back several years ago, a teacher couldn't find a job. I mean, you almost had to relocate to find a job. And now there's shortages of teachers, which, it's not exactly the highest paid profession, but some people consider it a fairly steady employment. So I don't know, it's just different. Another thing that's different is the inflation part, and this is something that aggravates me, is they're not telling the real inflation number. Their inflation number is much lower than what it actually is. because they exclude certain things like gasoline and things like that that probably make up, maybe 20-25% of a household budget is just that one expense. And you want to exclude it from your inflation number? I mean, you go to the grocery store and you can see things are a lot higher than they were. And it's not just like in the past we had like 2.5-3% inflation. I mean, it's weekly. I know we have a little salvage grocery store that's not too far from my house here, and we go there quite a bit because they have such good prices. Well, there was a pack of these corn dogs. My kids love them, and I forgot how many corn dogs was in the pack, but anyway, it was $5.99 for the whole box. Well, just 1 week later, we go back in there, the same identical box, $9.99, almost double. So, what do you think about that? Are you seeing these prices go up that much too? Is this recession? I mean, what do you think about it? Comment below. Are layoffs coming? Or are we just going to continue the way we are with always needing people? Now, I do know that some businesses will have to shut the door if they can't hire enough people to do the work. I mean, it's just like my stepson, for an example. He's in college and he works at a Krispy Kreme while he's going to school. And I think it was on Father's Day. He goes into work. It's just him and the manager for the entire day. I guess they didn't get any breaks. I don't know how they worked that out. I mean, you think with labor laws that they would have to get a break. I mean, you do see some places now that, like even my dentist office, they'll have the entire staff of the dentist office will go on lunch break for an hour or so. And, they don't answer phone calls or nothing. The whole office is out. I mean, is that what they're going to have to do? Is just basically close the business during a certain time period for lunch breaks because they don't have enough people? I mean, you're seeing that. I mean, you're seeing fast food places, you go up to the door and they'll say, we're closed due to staffing shortages. But the bottom line of all this is, when you get on the news and you watch the media and things like that, it's hard to believe what you're hearing. I mean, we've been lied to so many times. It's like, should I even take anything into consideration of what's said there? I mean, maybe this much? And the rest is just due diligence. You figure it out on your own. I mean, the times we live in is just crazy. I mean, this inflation is at a 40-year high. 40-year high. That's one of the reasons why I started this channel is, I wanted to help people. I wanted to help people to be able to create more income and ways to greatly decrease the expenses. Do both. You have to do both. And I know a lot of people don't like the cut expense part because it feels like some people feel like they're doing without something, but you do what you got to do. I mean, creating more income either means two different things. Either you got to have the capital to invest to create that income, or you have to spend the most precious commodity, which is your time, to create it. Now, I love passive income because You do it once and you get paid continuously. It's by far the best. But you got to start somewhere. You got to start finding a way to make extra money. Find ways to save money. You got to do it. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time to start is today. I mean, it's hard to say where this is all going. I don't have any trust in this government to handle any problem, because time and time again they've proven that they just manipulate and twist things, and a lot of times they make it worse. I think a lot of this inflation is all the stimulus money that was given out. I mean, I think it's a piece of it. I mean, you have a certain amount of goods and services that are out there for purchase, but you send this extra money out, okay? So the demand increases, but the amount of product remains the same, and now decreasing because production is lower. So lower product, but more money. It's no wonder prices are skyrocketing. I mean, yeah, you got to take the free money. I mean, you'd be crazy not to, because you're going to need it. I mean, it's going to be basically a break even or worse. But if you don't take it, then, you know, that's silly too. Use it to pay off debt, invest, do something smart, buy something that can save you money. I feel bad for the young people today. I have to throw this in here. I feel bad for the young people. I mean, older people, you know, like myself, you know, I don't have a mortgage, but the young people that are just in high school or just getting out of college, the price of homes have skyrocketed so much. I mean, home ownership for them, it's going to be harder to get it. Now, I'm not saying they can't get it, but it's going to be harder. Certainly not as easy as it was for an older generation. We need a lot of prayer. We need a lot of people to pray. I mean, it's rough out there. It's not the best. And you can see the storm clouds. I'm speaking against those storm clouds for my situation and for this nation. I'm praying against it, but if you see, you know, something coming, you ought to prepare. I mean, even in the Bible, Joseph, I've mentioned this before, Joseph was a prepper. During the 7 years of plenty, he put back for the 7 years of famine. And he fed a nation. That's something to think about. He didn't just do it for himself. He did it for the other people around him as well. Prepping's not just for you. It's for your family. It's for your, you know, your friends if they're in need and they get in a dire situation. You can maybe have some extra resources to help them out. I know this was kind of a deep, you know, topic, but I think we need to take things seriously. I think we need to really wake up and see what's going on. The future videos that I do, I think I'm going to be covering ways to make more money and, of course, ways to save money. And I'm going to have some fun with it. You know, some of these are going to be some extreme things that, you know, there'll be some comedy value to it, but there will be realistic and practical, and there'll be things that anybody can do. I'm glad you guys watched my video today. I think I'm going to cut it off right here. I've started thinking down a deep hole right now, and I think I need a break from it now. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys later and have a video out soon. Best wishes to everybody. Take care. Bye bye. Oh, by the way, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. You know, this is a new channel, and I'm trying to get the YouTube algorithm to kick this out there a little bit more. Hit the like button. The algorithm loves that too. I'd appreciate your help. You guys have a good day. Bye bye.